We said, and I remember it clearly because I came back from Zambia on safari, came back, did a video, Julia and I, Banana Zone starts now. That was August, September 2024. From then on, the market ripped higher and we chose various assets. We chose Sui, Solana, and we said these are going to outperform. And they did massively. Sui put on a 5 or 6x over that period. Then we said, hey, global M2 is slowing. We're going to see a correction. This is we'll call the phase 1 correction of the Banana Zone.
Guys, we just smashed through another all-time high on Bitcoin. Can you believe it? Bitcoin just rocketed to a record-breaking $126,000. And here's the crazy part. It happened right as the US government shut down. That's right, this literally went down today, folks. The big story. So here's what's happening. Bitcoin absolutely exploded to this new all-time high above $126,000. And it's all because of the US government shutdown that kicked off on October 1st. What's wild is that investors are literally running toward safe haven assets. We're talking cryptocurrencies and even gold here. Think about this for a second. Hundreds of thousands of federal workers have been furloughed, and we're not getting key economic data on time. This whole situation is making investors jump ship from traditional markets. And guess what? Bitcoin's looking pretty attractive right now as that decentralized alternative everyone's been talking about. And get this, analysts are saying we could see $150,000 by year end. I'm not kidding. With all this fiscal uncertainty and institutional money flooding in, things are getting really interesting. Why Bitcoin matters. Now, let me address something that's been on my mind, and I know you guys have been thinking about this too. Look, Bitcoin is the main driver in this space right now. Whatever happens with Bitcoin, it ripples through everything else. And honestly, I don't think I need to convince you of that. You already know. Here's the thing though, and this is super important. We have to understand what drives this entire space. Sure, XRP has incredible utility. Absolutely, XRP is an amazing utility-based project with real value. But here's the reality check. Utility isn't what's driving prices in this space right now. If it was, man, all those utility projects would be trading way higher than they are. The truth is, we're still tied to market dominance. And right now, Bitcoin is king. It's the #1 project. And when Bitcoin moves, everything moves. The future outlook now? Is this going to last forever? Absolutely not. And here's something crucial. Alt season is one of the biggest factors we're tracking. Why? Because that's our signal for when altcoins are really going to explode. We're watching this like hawks, guys. Current market action. Okay, so even though Bitcoin hit that sweet spot earlier today, actually peaked at about $126,200, we've seen some selling since then. But honestly, this is totally normal. Just pull up the 7-day chart and you'll see the pattern. We get these huge price jumps, then a quick sell-off, and boom, we climb even higher. My take? We're still heading straight for $130,000. What to watch? Here's what really matters with Bitcoin right now. We need those lows to hold. On the daily chart, you can barely see any lows because, let's face it, it's been basically straight up. Now, that's going to change. We will see a bigger correction on the higher timeframes eventually. But for now, we're riding this wave. If you zoom into the 3-hour chart though, there are some key levels we need to watch. Take that low from the 5th, for example. Here's my strategy, and it's super simple. Just focus on structure. If we can hold above that $122,700 level, Bitcoin's going much higher. But if we break below, then we start looking at the next targets down. We've got $121,700 as the next support, and below that, we're looking at $119,900. This is exactly why structure matters so much. I even posted on X about this. If you want to know whether something's going higher, just watch the bullish structure. And right now, Bitcoin's been in an absolutely massive bullish structure since late September. The trend is your friend, folks, and this trend is showing no signs of stopping. The technical picture. Think about what we've been seeing since late September. Every single time we look at this chart, what do we see? Higher highs and higher lows, people. That's textbook bullish structure right there.
Altcoin market check. Now let's talk altcoins, because I know that's what you're really here for. So how's the altcoin market looking today? Well, on the daily, we're finally starting to see some movement. HBAR is crushing it with almost 6% gains today. And check this out. We've got several altcoins pumping 10% or more. Now, I know what you're thinking about XRP. And yeah, I hate to say it, but XRP's been pretty boring lately. And trust me, that feels weird to say. I've been watching XRP forever. And today, we're looking at a measly 0.3% gain. Not exactly exciting stuff. But here's the good news. Ondo and Chainlink are absolutely ripping. They're up big time, and this is actually a really good start. The big question, is this alt season? Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. Can we officially call this alt season? Honestly, no, not yet. Look at the numbers with me. Over the last month, if you check out the top 100 gainers, sure, some are up over 100%. That sounds amazing, right? But here's the thing, most gains are still just double digits. And I know this sounds absolutely insane to say, but these gains, they're not alt season worthy, not even close. What real alt season looks like. If you were here in 2020 going into 2021, you know what I'm talking about. That was alt season. We're talking violent, face-melting moves every single day. I'm talking 300%, 200%, 100% gains, or even 50% daily moves like it was nothing. Here's the crazy part. XRP is up 460% for the year, which is fantastic. But in a real alt season, those yearly gains become weekly gains. That's how insane the altcoin market gets when it really takes off. So no, we're not there yet. I think we've still got a bit more road to travel before we hit that sweet spot. The sentiment problem. Now, I saw this post on X from DecodeJar that absolutely nailed it. He said since April, the sentiment has been endlessly bearish. Everyone's saying,
altcoins are dead, bro. No alt season this cycle, bro. Retail is never coming back, bro. And guys, I've been reading these comments everywhere. On X, on YouTube, you name it. People saying there's no alt season coming. The bear market's here, we're done, it's over, we've topped out. What blows my mind is how many of these comments I see, especially about coins like XRP. I mean, come on. XRP is up 460% this year. It's outperformed almost everything in the top 100 except for brand new launches. And it's not just XRP. Look at XLM. Look at HBAR. These are all up 300 to 400% over the last year. Yet the bearish comments just keep coming. Why this negativity is actually bullish. Here's what's really interesting though, and this is important. All these negative comments are coming from retail traders who are clearly still here and actively trading. This endless negativity toward crypto, this is exactly why we're going to see a massive altcoin run. Here's the golden rule. What the herd says won't happen is exactly what always happens. And you know what? I actually agree with this take. The main thing we need to focus on is just how oversold altcoins really are right now. The reality check. Look, I get it. I read your comments. I understand the frustration. We've been talking about alt season forever, right? We keep hearing about it, waiting for it, and it feels like it's taking forever to arrive. We've been trying to predict exactly when altcoins are going to explode, and we've been using previous cycles as our roadmap. But here's where I think we're getting it wrong. The cycle extension problem. The cycles are extending, folks. This is huge. With Bitcoin, we've already seen this happening. But with altcoins, get ready for this number. We've been in a downtrend for over 1,372 days. That's absolutely insane. Let me put this in perspective for you. The previous cycle, from the top in 2018 to the bottom in 2020, right before alt season kicked off, that was only 171 days.
We're talking about 8 times longer this time around. Now, I know what some of you were thinking. Didn't altcoins actually top in April 2018? Fair point. Most altcoins did peak around January 2018. And yes, a few ran until April. If we measure from April, we're looking at about 987 days. But here's what really matters. It's not exactly when they topped. It's how long it took from the top to the bottom before alt season exploded. Even if we're generous and use that longer time frame, 1,078 days, we're still way past that. We're sitting at over 1,372 days and counting, and alt season hasn't even started yet. Why everyone's losing faith. So, we're basically 300 days overdue for alt season based on historical patterns. 300 days! No wonder people are losing their minds. The comments I'm reading are just wild. Alt season will never happen again. Alts are completely done. It's Bitcoin season forever now. With ETFs and institutional focus, it's all about Bitcoin. I get why people feel this way. I really do. But here's what they're missing. The silver lining. This extended consolidation, this longer wait, it actually means we're going to go much higher when it finally happens. The longer the consolidation, the bigger the explosion. That's just how markets work. The banana zone theory. Now, if you remember the banana zone chart, and if you don't, let me refresh your memory, this shows Bitcoin following its previous cycles. But this time, things are looking absolutely wild. Bitcoin could move significantly higher than anyone expects. I'm personally watching for $150,000 to $200,000 as the topping zone for Bitcoin. I know. Some people are screaming $250,000, $300,000. But let's be realistic here. I'm mainly focused on that $150,000 to $200,000 range. And yes, I meant to say $150,000 to $200,000, not $450,000. That would be absolutely bonkers. Game-changing insights. Now, before we wrap up, you've got to check out this video clip from Riz XRP. He's got Raoul Pal talking about the banana zone and whether things have fundamentally changed this cycle. Listen closely to what they're saying here.
We said, and I remember it clearly because I came back from Zambia on safari, came back, did a video, Julia and I, banana zone starts now. That was August, September 2024. From then on, the market ripped higher. And we chose various assets. We chose SUI, Solana, and we said these are going to outperform. And they did massively. SUI put on a 5 or 6x over that period. Then we said, hey, global M2 is slowing. We're going to see a correction. This is we'll call the phase 1 correction of the banana zone. That was phase 1 correction. That finished in April. Julian and I came on and said, by the way, this correction's finished based on our work on global liquidity, and the markets are going higher, and the markets have gone higher. We said Ethereum will start to begin to outperform. Solana will come back. Exactly those things started to happen. We are now still in the early phase of phase 2. This is not a phase 2 correction. We've barely broken out. In fact, most other assets, thinking about stuff like total market cap, X, Bitcoin and ETH, haven't yet broken. Now think of the banana zone here. All of these previous 3 were all only one period wide, this 1 year. This one will be wider. So which is why the market looks less parabolic at this stage. but the parabola will occur, and Julian showed you with that work earlier, and we will have a phase 2 correction later. Our general viewpoint is the phase 2 correction is either the one towards the end of the year when people think, well, Bitcoin traditionally tops here, I'm out, or it's a larger correction from March through till later in the year. It depends how long the cycle plays out. Because obviously that March onwards periods, again, if it continues to play out into the end of 2026, which is possible, not our highest priority yet, but if it does, then we'll have that period and people say it's all over. But again, it's unlikely to be over. But we don't know that yet. All I know is the next correction will be phase 2 and not the final one. And that's likely into year end. So hopefully we've given you the full framework of understanding. We've gone back to the really big picture, demographics. We've gone through to debasement of currency, why your future's fucked. And now we've gone through to how it affects everything, the business cycle, how it all comes together, where inflation fits into the picture, where unemployment fits into the picture, how you think about asset allocation, why you're concentrating your portfolio, why it's rational that you're trading crypto and tech stocks, and you should be doing that. This is the way, if you follow a framework like this, using the overall structure of this, it will really change how you do things. You won't be lost in markets. You will lengthen your time horizon. You won't be asking me, hey, is this correction over yet today? I don't care. Look at the trend. We're 4% of the way there. We're going to $100 trillion. Your job is to not fuck this up. Not fuck this up means be careful with your asset allocation. Buy the bigger proven stuff. Generally top 10, top 15 market cap. Don't use leverage because you get washed out every time there's a correction. Expect pullbacks of 20, 30%. They're normal. That's the kind of volatility you will have to suffer if you want these returns, and you have to be comfortable with them. Then you need to not get hacked, do stupid stuff online. Don't lose control of your tokens. Use a ledger device. Use a multi-sig wallet. Do the things to not lose control of your tokens. Be very careful when you're using DeFi. Don't lose control of your tokens. If you lose control of your tokens, you're out of this game. The biggest macro trade of all time.
The biggest trade in history. You know what? I completely agree with them. This is going to be the largest macro trade we've ever seen. And here's why this is so important. This is probably the last official alt season. The final traditional crypto cycle as we know it. After this, everything changes forever. We're heading into the utility bull run. We're talking full institutionalization of crypto, complete regulation of this space. The Wild West days, they're numbered, folks. Sure, there will still be gains after this, lots of them. But this cycle, this is the one we need to nail. We absolutely cannot afford to mess this up. Don't let sentiment shake you out. Listen, we can't let ourselves get beaten down here. We can't let negative sentiment overwhelm us and shake us out of our positions. Not now. Not when we're this close. Remember what I said at the beginning? Whatever happens to Bitcoin drives this entire market. So when we're looking at the others chart, that's altcoins versus Bitcoin, or when we're checking out the total 3, which represents the entire altcoin market, we need to pay attention. When alt season really kicks off, we should see this thing absolutely explode to around $2 trillion. The breakout is here. Check this out. This chart just broke out on the weekly time frame. We're starting to peak above previous highs. We literally made a new all-time high this week. Guys, now is not the time to mess up. There's absolutely no room for failure right now. Zero. The altcoin banana zone. Remember that banana zone chart for Bitcoin? Well, here's something similar from altcoin Gordon that I shared the other day. This is essentially our banana zone for altcoins. And remember, this is the others chart, not total 3. We're talking about others potentially hitting $1 trillion. Where are we right now? Let me pull up the others chart. We're sitting at $325 billion. And I can easily see this hitting $1.4 trillion. Easily. The math that will blow your mind. From where we are right now, And remember, this is altcoins outside the top 10, not even counting XRP. We're looking at a 328% difference. That's essentially a 3x across the board for altcoins. Now, I'm not saying every single altcoin will 3x. What I'm saying is the total market cap will 3x, and that money is going to trickle down into specific altcoins. Some will do way more, some less, but the market is going to move violently, just like every other crypto cycle. This is your last chance. This is it, the last major one. Do not mess it up. Don't let sentiment shake you out. Just think about what happened recently. Remember back in August going into September, everyone was screaming, Bitcoin's done, crypto's cooked, better sell now, we're going to 90,000, 80,000, 70,000, 60,000. My timeline on X was flooded with bearish charts. The negative sentiment was deafening. And what happened? We rebounded and smashed through to a new all-time high on Bitcoin. This is exactly why you need to lock in right now. Your action plan. Study the structure. Understand what's bullish. Know what's bearish. Don't let emotions control your decisions. The opportunity of a lifetime is right in front of us. The question is, are you going to take it? If this video helped you understand what's really happening in the markets, smash that like button. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next update. Trust me, you're going to want to see what happens next. What's your take? Are we really looking at the last traditional alt season? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.